What is up, my butter biscuits? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Glamzilla, which if you guys don't know who Glamzilla is, she is a beauty creator on TikTok who has gone viral several times. Recently, I feel like her video doing a review of the brand new Laura Mercier foundation went super viral. The last time I looked at it, it had like 19 point something million views. And y'all know recently I did talk about that foundation. I was so disappointed that I just could not find my shade for the life of me. I tried so hard. I want to say it was last spring when they were doing the 20% off to find my shade, and I just found like everything was way too yellow or way too orange. There wasn't really anything neutral, or a lot of times too, something that does have an olive undertone will look good on me too. But y'all, everything just pulled way too yellow and way too orange. But it seemed like everyone and their mom loved that foundation. Jeffree Star even went on to do a review of it, as well as other beauty creators, and they all loved it as well too, which low-key made me like really jealous, because I was like, y'all, even while I was inside the Sephora store, I was like mixing shades to see if I can come up with something close to my skin tone, and no. And I'm like, y'all, I don't feel like my skin tone is that crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like I know like on my face I have pinkness, and then on my like neck here I'm like neutral slash like olive, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, their foundations were really off. But anyways, nonetheless, Glamzilla has over 2 million followers on TikTok, but recently it seems a lot of people are very disappointed with her and calling her out over on TikTok just because she didn't like a product. And you know what's really crazy too is I've went through this myself before. I feel like it's very difficult because sometimes people don't understand that people will use products differently than they would, and they'll get very upset about that. Years ago, I did a review of the very first Fenty foundation. Yo, when I tell you guys I got roasted, I mean roasted. The comments of that video were just going in on me because I gave it a negative review. I did not like that foundation. I thought it to be like way too dry. It was like so dry, so mattifying, and just looked so cakey on my skin. And it's so crazy because I want to say I did that review maybe like what, 6-7 years ago. It was a long time ago, and I'm like much older now, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that foundation made me look older way back then, and I didn't like it. And people were literally going crazy at me because they were like, you shouldn't have applied it this way, and you should have applied it with the brush, and you should have done this, and you should have used the primer. Actually, that was the most of the comments right there. People were saying like you needed to use the primer, and I'm like, there is no foundation on this earth that you have to use the coordinating like primer with it, or else it would be sold with it if that was the case. So recently Glamzilla just did a review of the brand new lift. What the hell am I talking about? I was gonna say lip, but E.L.F lip products that are supposed to be like a dupe of the Maracuja. I believe that's how you pronounce it, or Maracuja. I don't know why every single time I see that name, I want to say Maracuja, but then I see people say Maracuja, which is basically like the little lip that you like plump up, put it on. A lot of people did not like the way that she was applying it, and they're basically saying that she's like low-key a hater of affordable products. But I have seen several of her videos before, and I do think that she does like high-end products as well as affordable products. I just think sometimes it's a little unfortunate, like if you use a product differently, people are just looking at you like, what the hell is going on here? I don't like that. But then people do have to understand we all have different preferences of how we apply products. Like you guys know, for me, when it comes down to foundation, I can never apply a foundation with a brush. I've just come to the realization that something is just jacked up with my skin. I've always said I think it's like the pH balance in my skin, because I've seen people talk about it on TikTok before. So if I apply with the brush, it's just streaky, patchy, separated, doesn't cling to the skin, as to where when I use a beauty blender or like a sponge, I like using the Juno & Co one, it's going to look better. You know what I mean? But there are people out there who swear by a brush and will watch a review of mine and be like, you need to use a brush. And it's like, no, actually, I can't use a brush because it's going to look horrible. You know what I mean? So I think this is unfortunate, but y'all, they are going in on her. Also, they're going in on her on Reddit. So we're going to be talking about 3 different videos of hers within today's video that I do want to talk about. So if you guys are interested in that, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. Also, if you guys have not seen, I do have a podcast. It is a hot mess, and yes, it is called The Ramble. Low-key though, you know what's so crazy though, because I started off by like calling it like the Hot Mess Express. Like I literally, every single time that I start the damn podcast, I'll be like, welcome back to the Hot Mess Express. I'm like, why didn't I just name it the Hot Mess Express? But we're already in too deep. It's The Ramble now, you know what I mean? But low-key, it's like AKA the Hot Mess Express. It'll be linked down below. Make sure you guys go show some love over there. I would appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about right here is the video where she did a review of the brand new Pout Clout lip plumping pens. Now these retail for $8, and they are supposed to be a dupe of the Maracuja from Tarte. Now, I really want to try these products. To be quite honest with you, I really wish that I had enough time to run over to the store and actually just do a quick little review for you guys, because I'm so curious to know how they actually are. I know everybody does have a different preference when it comes down to things. But being that these are only $8 and I was too cheap to buy the Tarte ones, I'm like super curious to know how these are. I think that when I get back from Japan, I will pick these up and do a review of them, because there is a couple shades that I think are really cute and that I would like to try out. Well, basically she did a review of it. I am going to play a small portion of her TikTok. She actually tried out 3 different shades, I want to say, and she didn't like any of them. She thought it to be a little bit too thick, a little bit too much on her lips. Go ahead and check out this clip right here and then we'll talk about it after.
I was never an E.L.F fan, but recently all their launches have been hitting. But is this a miss? We'll find out. I don't know what they've been doing, but it's working. Like, I feel like the research, development, and duping team is really doing a good job. So these are the E.L.F Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pens. I don't really care if they plump my lips. I care that they glide well, and they look good. So let's see. I'm using the shade. What shade is this? Oh, it's got no shade. Let me see the packaging. I don't know what shade this is. Okay. This is in the shade Toasted. Let's see. Oh no. Why did I know? It's very thick. Okay, it's very much like the Tarte Maracuja, but it's very thick. See, that's not my vibe. I don't know how some people are giving this positive review. Like, that's gross to me. Okay, let's keep going. I love a red. This is the shade Red My Mind. Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't like this formula. But I am feeling a cooling sensation from the last lip color. It's definitely feeling like it's plumping my lips, but it's cooling and it's not spicy. It's cooling. Like, I know some of you love this kind of stuff, but I don't get it.
So as you guys can see from right there, she just didn't like the product. And I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. It's so crazy to me that we're actually still stuck into this generation as to where people just can't accept somebody else not liking something that they like. You know what I mean? I've always said it time and time again. Obviously, when it comes down to makeup, we're all going to have different needs and different preferences. And on top of that, too, we feel things differently. So say, for example, if something is on my skin and I'm like, wow, it feels lightweight, and you try it on and you're like, no, this feels heavy. It's because obviously we have different needs. We feel things differently. You know what I mean? I think it's really crazy though that this blew up, that everyone in the comment section was low-key letting her have it, y'all. This first comment right here has 14.9 thousand likes on it. It says, I feel like she's just a hater for affordable, so she automatically quote unquote hates it. The next one, we like E.L.F because it's actually affordable. 21.8 thousand likes on it. A next comment right here, why are you immediately hating? That has 11.8 thousand likes on it. People just go on and on. She hates on it because it's affordable. Never an E.L.F fan, question mark. Wild. E.L.F has amazing products. And you know what's really crazy? If I'm being quite honest with you guys, I've said this before too, is like, some of the E.L.F products I try, I like, but then some I don't like. And that's just it. You know what I mean? Like, say, for example, I absolutely love their primer. Their, the pink one, the like one that has niacinamide in it, the Power Grip primer. But then, for example, like the putty one, absolutely hate that one. Do you know what I mean? There's just going to be some products that you don't like. People were going in and in on her in the comments, y'all. And then there was somebody else on here giving her the benefit of the doubt and basically just saying, hey, like, if you guys have been checking out her videos for a long time, she puts us onto affordable things, and she's been putting us onto affordable things for a long period of time. Now, I do want to say this though, she was commenting back to people on here, and then people were saying like this, I feel like you might be pressing down too hard, putting too much pressure on the lipsticks, question mark, IDK. And then she says, I did 3 different try-ons using 3 different shades and 3 different amounts of product. I think, like, no matter what, at the end of the day, like, y'all, it's just come down to like, hey, she just didn't like it, and that's just it. Like, I think that's so crazy. Now, this is where I want to say, and I totally know this is gonna sound like I'm 100% defending her, but just letting you guys know, never met her, don't know her. Honestly, I don't even follow her. She just pops up on my For You page, so just keeping it fully real with you guys. She did a review before, literally, I want to say the day before, maybe a couple hours before, I don't know. She did it before, of the lip oils, and she gave them a good review of the E.L.F lip oils. So I'm like, okay, if you literally just look back on the very next video of hers trying out the E.L.F lip oils, she gives it a positive review. She liked them. So I'm like, okay, if she's hating on this, it's like she literally just said right before that she liked the lip oil, she just didn't like this type of product. And I think this is where we just live in this generation of like, oh my gosh, like people just sometimes just don't like things. Like, say for example, you may have like this product that's like your holy grail, and I may hate it. That's just, it is what it is. You guys know every single month I do an anti haul. And y'all, it started off really negative, but I know now I just pretty much have like my core viewers who actually watch, you know, with me, as to where before like random people would watch it and just talk so much shit to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have different preferences. Like all this makeup, everything in life is subjective. You know what I mean? Like you may think it's beautiful, I may think it's ugly, and that's just that. Now, I do want to say there is one TikTok that she actually deleted, and I did take a screen recording of this from Reddit because people were like really going in on her for this on Reddit. And y'all, like I want to say this forum had like over 700 comments. This is where I'm just struggling a little bit, okay? Now, I want to be honest with you guys. I have not watched every Glamzilla video. Maybe I don't know too much about her. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I have probably seen maybe like 10 videos of her, so I really don't know too much about her. I know who she is, obviously, but y'all, they were going in on her on this Reddit forum. And when I say in, I mean in, okay? Basically, she did a TikTok, and I don't know why she deleted it. Somebody commented to her and just said, "You just so annoying and not funny and disrespectful." This is her TikTok. Go ahead and check it out.
E.L.F. Mafia. The E.L.F. Mafia. The E.L.F. Cosmetics Mafia. You are my boss. I'm a glass boss. The E.L.F. Mafia.
So as you guys can see from right there, she was just kind of like making a joke about it. And y'all, the Reddit forum was going in on her, saying like, oh my gosh, we need to cancel these influencers who talk to their like followers this way. And it's like, what world are we living in that if somebody like trolls you or makes a joke at you that you can't say anything back? Like, I am so sorry. I have said this before. I'll say it again. I have been called out before in the past for like going in on somebody who has called me names. And y'all, before I used to like read all of my hate comments and then I would like read them back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, people would call me a bully and I'm like, excuse me? They're the ones coming for me first. Am I going to their page bashing them? No, I don't understand. And y'all, everybody on this Reddit forum is like completely agreeing with the person who posted it and is saying like, yeah, I can't stand her. She's this, she's that, whatever. She's so annoying. She's bullying her followers. And I'm like, she's literally replying to somebody calling her annoying. Like, what did you expect her to say? Like, oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day. No, obviously she's going to read them back and like play around with it. Do you know what I mean? People are saying like, oh, she's mocking her fans. And I'm like, okay, like, I must be missing something here. Like, I honestly must be missing something because I'm not really seeing how you're going to get mad at anybody on the internet, whether it be an influencer or just an average person. If somebody calls them out, if somebody cracks a joke on them, if somebody calls them annoying, I feel like they're fully entitled to say something back. I just don't know where we live in this world to where, oh, anybody can comment whatever they want, but you can't say anything back because then you're the problem. That's just not how things work, in my personal opinion. Anyways, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions about this. What do you guys feel about Glamzilla? Do you guys like her? I do have to say, like, all the videos that I've seen of hers, I feel like, you know, if I'm keeping it real, I haven't really seen, like, her full makeup potential. Like, I've just pretty much only ever seen her do, like, little lip reviews, and I've only seen her do, like, little foundation reviews, so I don't know about her fully as, like, a makeup artist. I don't even know if she was a makeup artist before, if she's just, like, a makeup enthusiast. Do you know what I mean? But I'm super curious to know what you guys think of her. What do you guys think about that comment? I don't know why she deleted that video. Maybe she started receiving some backlash over it. I don't know. In my personal opinion, from what I've seen, I feel like she's validated in that, because I'm like, this person clearly was coming at her first, you know? But make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.